The Seattle Rain makes some big moves, and the regular season schedule is released. Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Sports Show, where we love Seattle professional sports. I am your host, Mikey, and today we are talking about the Seattle Rain. The Queen is back. The schedule's been released. We got some big moves that were made to the roster. So I think let's just dive straight into that because there's some big moves that were made that we gotta go off of right here at the top. We don't want to start small. We're going right to the big time. Let me pull up the. I'm gonna pull up the blurb that they put up about this as well. Seattle Rain FC signs South Korean midfielder Ji So Yoon, and they put a little blog post about this up. We'll just read a little snippet of it. The veteran midfielder joins the Rain from Suwon FC in the WK League, the highest level women's league in South Korea. She joined the team in 2022, immediately making her mark with a brace in her debut match. She went on to make 27 appearances for the club and score 11 goals, including 3 WK League playoff goals. In 2023, G was named Midfielder of the Year for a second consecutive season after leading Suwon FC to the championship. And yeah, this is a big signing. Go watch some highlights of Ji So Yoon. Again, just watching the South Korean team, it was pretty amazing to watch her. So I was already kind of familiar with her, but then going and watching her highlight reel on YouTube, yeah, she just is amazing. We'll read this other little blurb here. Right? It says, it is a highlight moment in the history of the club to be signing a player of G's pedigree and ability. Her experience and accomplishments are well documented. The intangibles she brings are an individual style to her game, veteran leadership, and a game savvy, which complements others around her and gives opponents fits. We can't wait to see her in the team and our fans to get to know her. Now, what they talked about there, the game savvy that gives opponents fits, that's what you're going to see in the highlight reel. I mean, she is just the way that she's able to get in there, intercept passes, just at the point of attack, stealing the ball, making tackles, being creative with the ball, dribbling the ball through defenders' legs and whatnot, to whether it's to then get a shot off or to make a pass to get an assist. Just amazing player. So very excited about that. So yeah. Welcome to Seattle, Ji So Yoon. We also need to welcome Julia Lester, because Seattle Rain FC acquires defender Julia Lester and allocation money in a 3-team trade. So we are saying welcome to Julia Lester, but we are also saying goodbye to Sam Hyatt, who was part of this trade. So in this, Racing Louisville received 60,000 in allocation money. New York received Sam Hyatt from us, and we received Julia Lester and 20,000 in allocation money. Um, Again, Julia Lester. Let's read a little blurb that they put in here about her, just a little snippet from it. Lester enters her third year in the NWSL, having spent her first 2 seasons with racing at center back and outside back. Since entering the league in 2022, the 26-year-old has started in 30 of 33 games played, earning the fifth most starts for the club. She also recorded 81 clearances, 42 interceptions, and 22 blocks, the third most on the team in each category. Adding to her defensive success, Leicester joins the reign with 88 duels won and a tackle success rate of 77.27%, tallying 34 tackles won. That's pretty amazing. Again, I saw as soon as I saw the name Sam Hyatt was leaving, when I saw that alert on social media, I was like, oh no. And then I saw that she was being traded to New York. That was another like, oh no, like, is New York just taking our entire team? They just beat us in the championship, and then they're going to take all of our players as well. um, with uh Rose and who else went now already? Gosh, brain freeze. Anyways, it's just like New York. It's like they're pouring salt in the wound, right? They beat us in the championship, and then they take 3 great players from us. But then I read what we were getting, and it's a young player, still years ahead of them, still years of um, you know, prime for the player. So really excited to have Julia Lester on the team as well in the long run. So once you find that out, then you go, okay, it doesn't feel as bad. We got things going, and then the money doesn't hurt either. Just we just signed Ji So Yoon, right? So it's like, okay, this team, because we saw this team getting picked apart in free agency, right? So it was nice to see a big signing, and to know that we're going to have money to make some more big signings later on down the line as well. All right, so there's a couple of players that were um, just signed or traded for to the team. Exciting stuff there. Just a couple other things to the roster. CR King uh, re-signed with the team already through 2025. Nikki Stanton also signed with the team through 24. So again, just still loving this roster, even with what we lost. In the supplemental draft for the expansion teams, and then what team players that left in free agency and now in a trade. I still loving the roster that we have. And then speaking of just our roster and talent in NWSL in general, I saw a interview with Laura Harvey, our coach, saying that she really loves the future of Seattle Raid right now. Again, talking about the depth on the team, the talent that's already here, and then again, being able to bring in other players down the line. A couple other things to note that she mentioned during this interview that I saw. She said that NWSL is still the best league in the world, but some other leagues are starting to compete, and she thinks that the U.S. national team as well still has a bright future, even with all the older players that have retired now, or um, you know not going to be on the roster anymore. But she feels like just the women's talent, uh, women's soccer talent in the U.S. is there's still so much across the country and coming up through the systems that the national teams should just be fine for years to come. All right, so there's that, and then let's go ahead. Let's talk about that schedule now. I have the schedule up on the screen already. If you're watching on YouTube, so we can get into a little bit more details. I mean, luckily for us, the very first game of the year is against Washington Spirit. It's a home game, so that is good. That'll be on March 17th, by the way. So that's when our season is going to kick off. That's just like what, a month and a half away. That's pretty exciting. Again, for me, thankfully for me, you know, uh, I'm gonna be able to watch this, unlike the Sounders, right, where it's just too hard to watch and too many extra services to have to pay for. Luckily, I was able to watch all this, the quote unquote OL Rain games last year. On Prime Video, and that's what I plan on doing this year. I'm going to watch all of Seattle Rain's games on Prime. It's a service I already have. You can watch it in multiple different ways. Let's see. I mean, you have NWSL Plus. There's what the you can still have it on Apple TV, your Fire TV, your Roku. They have media rights with CBS Sports, ESPN, Prime Video, Scripps Sports. So there's going to be a lot of different ways to watch NWSL. Again, I like that it's not so exclusive like MLS is, and to one service. Like it's easy to access, and just luckily for me, and probably most people, you probably have a Prime subscription. It's one of the live content that they have is sports, and NWSL is one of them, and it's honestly it's great. The service is great. Like, I've never had any major issues while I've been watching a game on Prime Video. So definitely check it out. Again, season officially starting off March 17th against Washington Spirit. It's going to be interesting. Some games to mark on your calendar for sure. September 16th, it is a home game against New York. That'll be our first game against New York, that first championship game rematch with 3 of our stars at this moment now on their roster. That'll be the first one, right? Let's see here. Our first game against the Portland Thorns comes June 16th. That's a great rivalry, right? And again, it just so happens that our first game against them is a home game. So, again, lucky for us, very fun. And then, another away game against New York on June 30th. And then our away game against Portland will be May 11th. So I think it's going to be a really fun season. I'm really excited to see what our roster does this season now. Again, with some of our key players re-signing and staying here. The new players that have signed with us now, or we traded for, and just how much that's going to affect the team. It's again, with the way the Seattle Rain are constructed, I don't see it being a Seattle Storm type of season where, um, you're in the playoffs one year and then, all your big stars leave or retire, and then the very next year you're near the bottom of the league. No, this is not what's going to happen to the Seattle Rain. They are going to stay right near the top of the league because of all the depth that they already had across the team, and then now going out and getting some big stars to take the place of stars that left. I think we're going to be right back in the middle of it, and hopefully back in a championship match. All right, so there you go. There's your Seattle Rain update. Thank you so much for checking this video out. Please, I would sure appreciate it if you leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then leave a comment. I want to know how excited were you when you saw that we were signing Ji So Yoon. I want to know, what is your prediction for this team? Okay, my prediction is, just we're going to start out just playoffs. Okay, do you think this team is going to make the playoffs? It was looking a little scary there for a little bit, right? You say, oh, we're losing a player. One of our players gets taken away in the supplemental draft for the expansion team. Then you say, oh, two major stars we just went and signed with the team that beat us in the championship. Then you see, oh, now we traded away one of our players to that team that beat us in the championship match. But then you see the players that come in. Did that change you around like it did me to now, where you're like definitely, I was thinking we're probably still going to make the playoffs because the talent across this team is so good, especially with Bethany Balcer also, renewing our contract with the team. I feel like everything, all the moves that we've made now, I feel like, yes, we're definitely going to be in the playoffs. We're definitely going to be making a push to get back to the championship. Let me know if you're feeling the same way, okay? All right. And that's going to be the episode. So, thanks for listening to the Seattle Sports Show, where we watch legends awaken. So take cover, because with a sea of sound, you will see us rise to reign supreme and win forever.